Hello, Sylvia. This is Holly. I'm going to do my first peer review on your infographic on tag questions. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started here. Your intro section I thought was very aesthetically pleasing with the different colors going back and forth. So definitely keep the alternating colors. Thought that was helpful. I like your question mark graphics. In your form section, I like the setup and I like the dividers that you used here. I thought that it made it a lot easier to read, including the boxes and things down here. I thought that was all set up very well. Um, However, one of the things I thought maybe you could talk about in your form section is that almost um, all of your negative tags have the contraction in it. And so I don't know if that's something maybe you could mention in your infographic, is that there is a pattern there that when they're negative, they are a contraction. That's just something that I noticed just by looking at your infographic. So maybe you could put like a little bullet point in there or a little star in there somewhere and add that piece of information. I like your positive and negative signs. Those were really cool graphics and they go right along with what you were talking about. I'm wondering if maybe because tag questions are in the same exact spot every time, um, that you could mention syntactical position instead of just form. So you could mention that their syntactical position is always at the end of a sentence. I mean, you kind of do that here, but you didn't make mention of the word syntax, and since we're trying to use as much linguistic um, words as we can, maybe you could mention the word syntax in there somewhere. In your use section, I liked your use of your two sentences here and said, why would we use one and not two? I think that's a really good way to compare and contrast for the reader. Maybe though in this section, because it seems like quite a bit of words that aren't distinguished from each other. So maybe you could do something that has to do with color or bolding or something to make your information pop out, because it just seems like a lot of just regular black writing, except for this little section right here. In your practice section, I think that I like the idea of filling in the blanks, but I think maybe instead of labeling the top positive statements, negative tags, and negative statements, positive tags, that you should just let the reader, considering they're supposed to be teachers, you could let the readers just figure that out on their own. Instead of knowing whether it's supposed to be negative or positive, they just have to figure that out. I think that would be something you could do to improve that. Um, I like your ending phrase. I think that's really cute, having a tag question as your end. Thought that was nice. Overall, I think that your infographic is concise and informative and easy to understand. I think that the only thing I would change as well is adding more graphics. Even I know there's not a lot of graphics you can put for tag questions, but even if it's just more question marks here and there, or maybe talking or thinking bubbles here and there. I think there's even a graphic of two people having a conversation on Pictochart. If you can just search conversation, maybe you can put that in there somewhere just to have some more visuals to look at as well. But overall, I think you did a really great job, and I hope that this feedback was informative and helpful for you. Thanks. Bye, Sylvia.